Welcome to 12 Minutes News, timers. How's your day? I'm glad that you all are here tuning up in our news.
Are you excited about what we'll be talking about today? I know that most of you were so anticipated waiting for this news because we are experiencing it in our life.
To all timers out there who love science, it's your time to shine.
As we all know, volcanic eruptions are highly happen and people were experiencing it. Some of them were hardly affected by it.
Enough of introductions, let's welcome our guest.
You're excited, Rens? Huh? So now let's welcome our guest via Microsoft Teams. COVID will not beat us because we have connections online.
You're right, Dion. Let's now welcome our science research specialist.
They are here to teach and guide us regarding volcanic eruptions that is widely affecting our community.
Live here in 12 Minutes News, Mr. Ferdinand Valentino, together with her colleague, Miss Irish Abogado.
Thank you for introducing us, correspondent. We're very overwhelmed that we have the chance to share some insights here about science together with the timers.
That applies to me as well. Thank you for having us today. I'm Irish Mikaela Abogado at your service.
And I'm Ferdinand Valentino. It is my pleasure that we're here. You all look so excited today.
Thank you, Mr. Ferdinand. We are so delighted that we have you here. So, let's jump into the main topic. Do you mind to share what you are going to discuss here together with timers?
We are going to spread awareness and knowledge about volcanic eruption because I know that this calamity is having a big impact in our country.
She's right. There are about 300 volcanoes in the Philippines. 22 of these are active while the larger percentage remains dormant as of the record. The majority of the active volcanoes are located in the island of Luzon. The 6 most active volcanoes are Mayon, Hibok-Hibok, Pinatubo, Taal, Canlaon, and Bulusan. Mayon volcano is a highly active stratovolcano with recorded historical eruptions dating back to 1616. The most recent eruptive episode began in the early January 2018 that consisted of phreatic explosions, steam and ash plumes, lava fountaining, and pyroclastic flows. The previous report noted small but distinct thermal anomalies, gas and steam plumes, and slight inflations that continued to occur from May into mid-October 2019.
You're right, sir. Furthermore, Taal volcano has produced around 35 recorded eruptions since 3580 BCE, from Vay 1 to 6, with the majority of eruption being Vay 2. Its most recent eruption was in January 2020. Also, the eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991 caused huge damage to properties and the environment, especially in Pampanga, Zambales, and Tarlac. Hundreds of people were killed and thousands were left homeless.
Absolutely. The Philippines is an archipelago of more than 7,100 islands. Most of these islands are of volcanic origin. The Philippines lies between the Pacific and Eurasian plates, which makes it highly vulnerable to typhoons, floods, landslides, volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes. The Pacific Ring of Fire that runs as the western rim of the Pacific Ocean is the most seismically active part of Earth, typified by a belt of active volcanoes.
You are correct, mister.
So let's move on. We have some questions here that the timers want to ask. Do you mind?
Go on! It's our pleasure that they are interested in this kind of topic.
So first question. What makes a volcano erupt?
That's a good question, timers. A volcano is a mountain that opens downwards to a reservoir of molten rock below the surface of the earth. Unlike most mountains, which are pushed up from below, volcanoes are built up by an accumulation of their own eruptive products. There are several different causes for a volcano to erupt, which all fundamentally come down to a pressure change within the volcano, which forces the magma to overflow the chamber it is held in. The most common type of eruption is caused by the movement of tectonic plates. When one is pushed under the other, the magma, sediment, and seawater is forced into the chamber, which eventually overflows and the volcano erupts, discharging lava into the sky. This kind of eruption produces sticky thick lava at temperatures from 800 to 1000 Celsius. The second type of eruption, caused by tectonic plates, is when the plates move away from each other, allowing magma to rise and fill the gap, which can cause a gentle explosion of thin lava of temperatures between 800 to 1200 Celsius.
Also, decreasing temperatures can cause old magma to crystallize and sink to the bottom of the chamber, and this movement can force fresh liquid magma up and out. A decrease in external pressure can trigger an eruption, as it may minimize the volcano's ability to hold back by increasing the pressures inside the magma chamber. This kind of eruptions can be caused by natural events such as typhoons, which decrease rock density, and glacial melting on top of the volcano, which alters the molten rock composition. Because of their intense heat, lava flows are great fire hazards. Lava flows destroy everything in their path, but most move slowly enough that people can move out of the way.
That's a very good answer, researchers. I already learned a lot. Let's move forward.
You are right, Rens. I'm so happy that we have the chance to hear them live. So our next question is, do you mind telling us, Mark?
How are volcanoes formed, and what are the effects of it once it erupts?
Volcanoes are formed by eruptions of lava and ash when magma rises through cracks or weak spots in the Earth's crust. A buildup of pressure in the Earth is released by things such as plate movement, which forces molten rock to explode into the air, causing a volcanic eruption. The lava from the eruption then cools to form a new crust. Over time, generally several eruptions, the rock builds up and forms a volcano.
Volcanic eruptions can be accompanied by other natural hazards, including earthquakes, mud flows and flash floods, rock falls, landslides, acid rains, fires, and under special conditions, tsunamis. Volcanic eruptions can have a devastating effect on the people and the environment. The sound of a volcanic eruption can be quiet or hissing, or explosive and booming. The loud cracks travel hundreds of miles and do the most damage, including hearing loss and broken glasses. However, unlike earthquakes, volcanoes can also have a positive impact on an area. This positive impact can help explain why people choose to live near volcanoes. Here are some of the positive effects of volcanic eruptions. Number 1. The dramatic scenery created by the volcanic eruptions attracts tourists. This brings income to an area. Number 2. The lava and ash deposited during an eruption breaks down to provide valuable nutrients for the soil. This creates a very fertile soil, which is good for agriculture. Last but not the least, the high level of heat and activity inside the earth close to a volcano can provide opportunities for generating geothermal energy.
Regarding on what Mr. Ferdinand had said, there are also negative effects when a volcano erupts. First, many lives can be lost as a result of volcanic eruption. Second, if the ash and mud from a volcanic eruption mix with rainwater or melting snow, fast-moving mud flows are created. These flows are called lahars. Third, lava flows and lahars can destroy settlements and clear areas of woodland or agriculture. And lastly, human and natural landscapes can be destroyed and changed forever. In the negative effects that I have said, it's important to know what to do and not to do when the volcano will erupt.
Very well said, Miss Irish and Mr. Ferdinand. I admire you both because you discuss it very well and very understanding.
I'm so happy that they are here live in 12 Minutes News because we spread awareness in people's lives.
Before we end our news, do you mind sharing some awareness about what they can do when a volcanic eruption happens in their place?
Sure! Heavy ash falls can cause collapse of roofs, crushing occupants. Inhalation of hot coarse ash particles can cause burns and asphyxiation. Inhalation of respirable ash particles may be more problematic. People should avoid unnecessary exposures to ash, especially those with chronic respiratory disorders like asthma, emphysema, and chronic bronchitis. Adverse health effects typically involve the respiratory tract, eyes, and skin. Ash may contain free crystalline silica, which is known to cause silicosis, usually found in miners and quarry workers who have been exposed to high concentrations of siliceous dust over long periods of time. Volcanic ash is abrasive and as a foreign body in the eye can cause corneal abrasions. Skin irritations is also sometimes reported. Driving in any ashy conditions may be challenging due to the slippery road conditions and poor visibility. Volcanic gases typically blow away rapidly though. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen sulfide may collect in low-lying areas. The most common volcanic gas is a water vapor. Next most common are carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. These can cause breathing difficulties in healthy individuals as well as those with chronic respiratory conditions. The amount and types of gases vary widely from one volcanic eruption to the next. At low levels, these gases tend to be irritants to the eyes, nose, and throat. Although at higher levels, respiratory difficulties, headaches, dizziness, and suffocations can also occur.
Furthermore, an erupting volcano can blast ash, lava, solid rocks, and gases into the air, creating hazards that can kill people, disrupt air travel, and destroy property many miles away. If you live near a known volcano, active or dormant, following these tips will help you keep your loved ones safe. When we are experiencing an eruption in our place, be aware of volcanic activity. Avoid unnecessary exposure. Wear an effective face mask when outside and involved with cleanup operations. Patients with chronic respiratory diseases should stay inside and avoid unnecessary exposure to ash. Handle ash in open, well-ventilated areas and wet the dust when possible to minimize its movement. Wear goggles or glasses instead of contacts, especially in fine ash environments. Keep doors and windows closed. Keep kids indoors when ash is visible. Avoid strenuous play or exercise when ash is in the air. Clean indoors more frequently to minimize indoor ash exposure. Very simple measures can help prevent significant irritation. If you want to be aware more, we will be flashing more awareness on your screen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ferdinand and Miss Irish, for sharing some awareness and knowledge about volcanic eruptions.
To all timers out there, I hope you have learned something in our news. We hope to see you again.
Yes, thank you also for inviting us. We're happy that we're able to share some knowledge here in 12 minutes.
Thank you. I'm so happy a while ago, but now I'm sad because we are saying goodbye to our guests and to our timers. Thank you for staying with us.
So let's wrap up. Always remember that time is defined, so motion is simple.
I am Mark Royol.
I'm Rens Padua.
And I'm Dion Carlo Palabay, and your handsome host here.
Our handsome host here
And your handsome host here.
At 12 Minutes News.
This is just a performance task that was given by our science teacher. Any kind of information can be used as pleased. We are not sponsored by any kind of trademark or corporation. Thank you for watching.